That's a hell of an accident. Good to get out of work, take a ride home. It's probably one of the best parts of my day, other than my wife and kids obviously when I get home, but the ride into work makes it so I actually go in and ride home. Pretty much takes all my mental anguish from the day of my job away by the time I get home. My job is very mentally stressful. Pretty much all I do all day is think, solve problems for everybody. So by the time quitting time rolls around, I'm just mentally drained. But definitely riding home, since I actually started commuting to work and back, has made the time whenever I do get home a little bit better anyway. I used to go home and just stare at a wall for like 5-10 minutes to decompress, but I don't feel like I really have to do that much. The urge is way less, so I'm gonna go the long way home today, because today is pretty particularly stressful, but I don't think there are many jobs nowadays where you're not pretty much stressed out all the time. Even with jobs at like Walmart, they expect so much out of you, and you can't call off, and they'll demerit you, and especially with jobs like that, because it's so readily available to fill you in with someone else. So I totally get the stress there. It's just a different kind. Dealing with people in general, like, hats off to anybody that does like retail work or has to deal with the general public all the time. I definitely do not envy you, that's for sure, and I don't miss that type of work whatsoever. I used to work at a gas station when I was younger, and I do not miss having to deal with paying customers and John Q. Public, that's for sure. I mean, I've worked public service jobs now since I think 2003. So I definitely do deal with the public, just not in the same type of ways like a retail situation. I was a emergency dispatcher for a long time, for about 8 years, from like 2002 to 2010, I think. So dealt with the public, just in a different way. And I don't know which one was worse, to be honest. I now deal with paratransit, helping the disabled and the elderly and people get to where they need to go. So, but pretty much all day I deal with fixing the problems for that. But it's definitely a worthwhile job. You are helping a community and people who need it, so it's just stressful because the amount of expectations that we get with that type of job is extremely high. It's run by the government entity, so of course nothing makes sense, and the government entity that runs all the thing, they subcontract out to contractors, and then the contractors have to follow by the government rules, which make absolutely no fucking sense, you know. But tis the life of being in a government contract type of work like that. I mean, I work for my employer, but they're the one contracting, you know. Oh man. Huh. Oh, I was wondering why there's no music. I had to turn it up. Duh. It's starting to get dark earlier now. All turn. Gotta be careful on this road. They routinely build all these lines. It's for VASCAR. Some people know and some people don't. Doritos. I've never eaten here. I always hear good things about this place, but never tried it. Definitely have it on my bucket list of places to try. That dude just asking for a ticket. They patrol these roads and they will hit you if you're over 5 on the speed limit. This is considered South Park. So they are very strict with You should have taken the right there. It's a pretty fun little road. It's very windy. A lot of fun windy roads around here, especially in this area. Like I said, it's South Park, so it's pretty nice. doggy parks? I can't remember. This park up here was just recently rebuilt. It's a pretty nice park. They got like a zip line for kids and everything. My son loves it. This is one of the main roads of South Park. They will definitely pull you over here for doing over 25. So everyone pretty much follows the speed limit on this road. I know when my wife was just learning how to ride, she's really worried about going out on the roadway because she's afraid of stalling out in front of cars. I mean, rightfully so, you know what I mean? It's definitely a worryful thing. But we came down here, there's a parking lot that she would drive around in. And when she worked up the nerve, she came out on Corrigan here. And it's a really great thing because there's bike lanes on each side, and there's also this center turning lane if need be, and no one goes above 25 anyway. So it's like a definitely good first place to go take a bike out in the traffic for real, you know. Definitely a nice little area. They have like a nice trail on the side here. If you're into biking, they have the bike lanes all this whole way down this road. And like I said, it's pretty safe because everyone pretty much does 25. Definitely feel lucky that I live next to a place like this. I mean, if I was going to go biking, we have a rails to trail right behind my house. That's like literally right behind my house. So we generally go there, but go ahead. Yeah, it's definitely nice little area. There's a lot of places like you can stop off like right here just for kids to go play. I think me and my wife picked a pretty good spot to live for our kids. There's a lot of good things around here. There's wildlife, that's for sure. As you can see, Bambi. Alright, turn around, little guys. Alright, go in there and stay safe. That lady looked happier than ever. Huge smile on her face and just listening to her music. There's a parking lot that we'd do all our activities in. My kids love this parking lot because when we would come down here, I'd give them rides around it on the back of the bike. My youngest son, who's 9, I probably would be okay taking him out on the road. But my youngest daughter, she's 5. She would freak out if something bad happened and she can't go over like 15 miles per hour without freaking out because the sound of the bike is too high. Yeah, maybe one day. She'll get a little bit older. Go on a ride all together. It's funny because when I was a kid, when I was about my son's age, maybe a little bit, maybe a year younger, so like 8-ish, so whenever I started to learn how to ride dirt bikes. It's a different time back then. I like the neighborhood we live in though. It's very nice. I grew up in the ghetto. Well, I was part of the ghetto, but we were like above it, and we were surrounded. We had like 11 acres of woods and everything. So it was the ghetto because everybody that I hung out with lived in the ghetto, and my school definitely had, you know, ghetto aspects. But I grew up sort of more like a rural environment, like out in the country type of deal. But it was just how it was set up. And when I moved in with my wife, who I have now, she lived in like an upper class ghetto, I guess you could say. It was you know, it was right next to the bad ghetto, but it was like the nicer ghetto next to the place that sort of is a ghetto but pretending not to be. And I didn't mind that. It was nice. But yeah, I mean, where we're at now, the schools are pretty good, and I mean, you definitely pay to live here, that's for sure. But I want my kids to have every opportunity they can, you know, because I know the school district I went to, it was not full of opportunities, let's say that. And not that I would have taken opportunities anyway, because I'm lazy. I could probably do a lot more, but you know, I think like most millennials, I'm lazy. I don't maximize my full potential. Getting ready to be home. So thanks for watching if you did watch. Like and subscribe if you like the content. I'll probably be doing a lot more motovlog type stuff and just talking it and whatever. I have a lot of funny stories that I could tell. That's probably the one thing that I do have working for the police and the paratransit company I work for. Probably have even crazier stories than the police, surprisingly. But and if you don't want to hear my opinion, let me know too. Either way, I'd be fine just making ASMR videos of me riding. Cool with that too. Go ahead. Ah, food truck. You have to be careful in this intersection. A lot of times people won't signal when they're turning down here. That and a lot of deer like to cross right around here. There's just a lot of woods up here, so I don't know how many times I've almost hit deer. Looks like we're probably gonna be good, but Lord knows I wouldn't want to help